Let's learn about the various relationships and how they can help us to sketch better. I have open a sketch on the top plane here with a rectangle with 4 holes in it, and it's a fully defined sketch, and it is the correct size and the correct location. However, there's a lot of extra work here that probably can save ourselves a lot of time. So let's point a few things out that probably we could improve if we use some relationships instead of all these dimensions. So let's go ahead and count all the 1-inch dimensions. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times we're using the same 1-inch dimension. That's a lot. So the general rule of thumb is if you use the same dimension more than once, it's too many times. So let's go through here and see if we can replace some of these dimensions with relationships to simplify the design. Now notice these are all the same size hole. So instead of dimensioning all 4 of them, let's go ahead and delete these dimensions. 1, 2, and 3. And let's just leave one of those. And you can leave any one of them, doesn't matter. Let's choose the first one, hold on Control, and let's pick all 4 of those circles. And as soon as you let go of that, let's go ahead and choose Make Equal, or you can choose it from down here. So again, super simplifying the design by changing one of the dimensions. Now it changes all 4. For instance, if I change this to 0.5, all the holes automatically change. If otherwise, if I had them all individually dimensioned, if I changed one, I'd have to go ahead and change all 4 of them. And like most designs, they change rapidly. So you don't have to go back and do 4 times as much work when you can easily just change one and they'll all automatically update. It also makes it a lot simpler when you're making changes and less chances of error. Let's go back and change that to 1.0. Okay, next, let's take a look at all these other dimensions here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They're all the same dimension. Again, maybe we can use some center lines or some other reference geometry to help us out here. So I'm going to come down here to the center line tool. I'm going to make a line from the center point of this one over here to the center point of that one, to the center point of that one. And it's going to say, hey, you can't add that relationship. It's okay because we're adding all these other lines. It's going to over-define our sketch. So if you have that, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Click OK. Now, I can also go ahead and delete these other dimensions here. So let's go ahead and do that. So delete these. 1, 2, 3. In fact, I'm going to delete all these dimensions because I don't really want any of these dimensions interfering with my sketch. Okay. Then I'm going to continue my center line. Just connect the dots from the center point to center point. And then you can see that we've got a nice fully defined sketch. And notice, as I move one, they move them both. Now it's fully defined on the outside, but these lines are now blue, so that means they're undefined. So we want to fully define that. So again, I'm going to add one more line. This one is going to be from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner. And I'm going to say that line, and I'm going to hold down Control and choose the origin. I'm going to say that's right in the middle, the midpoint. As soon as I do that, now whenever I drag this out, it automatically works as a team. I can move one, move the other ones, and then I can just add a couple dimensions, maybe from this line here up to here. There's a 1 inch that way, and I can dimension this way. Again, 1 inch that way. As soon as I add those 2 dimensions, so it's defining it from the outside edges to the top edge, both as 1 inch, everything's defined. If then later I want to come back to my design and say, well, actually that's only a 1/2 inch, I can change it and everything automatically updates. So you're saving yourself, instead of 8 dimensions, you only have 2 now. Change it back to 1. There we go. How about these dimensions here? The 2, the 4, the 4, the 8. Let's get rid of all those. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, we can use the same technique we used here with that center line across the middle. Grab the center line, choose from one corner all the way up to the other one. Grab the origin of the part, hold down Control, choose the line, let go of that, choose Make Midpoint. Now it's defined around the midpoint, so I can drag things around and they all move as a team. And then just add a couple dimensions. 8.0, 4.0. And you can see our design is much simpler, it's centered around the origin, and it's very easy to update or change with much less chance for error.